I get it, but that's a bump. That's the normal bumps in the road as you transition to things.
I know, but Cenk, like, don't minimize the financial burdens associated with these things, okay?
No, I'm not.
Because like I am literally freaking the out about the charging station thing. I'm like, it's gonna cost. We're gonna take out a massive loan to pay for it. We're not getting any help from the government on that.
A few weeks ago, I should say, we covered the seemingly slight but noticeable political transformation of Young Turks host Ana Kasparian. Now, to be clear, the Young Turks is a very far-left progressive outlet, and Ana Kasparian herself is not a conservative. Ana is a crazy leftist and always has been. In fact, many of you probably know who she is from her most unhinged moments of the 2016 election. Remember this?
He's actually mad. You're actually really upset. I think you should have come to bed. That's true.
All right.
Once you get out of here, Alex.
All right, we got to continue the show.
Hey, man, nobody watches you. We know nobody watches you.
Saudi Arabians aren't funny enough, you little jihad.
Hey, first of all, let me explain something, all right? Okay, this is bullshit. Hold on. We're against Saudi Arabia, you dumbass. We talk about that all the time.
Oh, really?
We talk about that all the time. You don't know shit. What do you think, the lizard people are in charge? No. Is that what you...
Classic. Who remembers that? Good old days, man. Good times. So that's who we're dealing with, to be clear. But a few weeks ago, Ana Kasparian actually pushed back against the left. She went out and actually rebuked some of the more radical parts of the transgender, transformer, LGBT, ABC alphabet agenda by saying simply, okay, what does it take? How did she push back against the transformer, Decepticon, LGBT, ABC people? Did she parrot Matt Walsh? Did she parrot VinceDao? No, she simply said that she is a woman and that she wants to be referred to as a woman and not a person with a uterus or birthing person who menstruates, any of these weird LGBT, ABC, transformer labels that they make up. Now, the response from the LGBT, ABC, Transformer, Decepticon people on the left was vicious. It was quite a sight to witness. They were incredibly mad. They were straight up canceling her for simply calling herself a woman. You can watch my video on it if you forgot or never heard the story, but it was pretty bad. Now, to Ana's credit, I thought when all of this happened, she was gonna cave. She was, oh, I'm so sorry. But to her credit, she is actually has not backed down and is now, in fact, doubling down, which surprised me. And in fact, she is now continuing in attacking the more supremely stupid aspects of her own political aisle. Here she is recently, I believe this was this week, ridiculing environmentalists and talking about how the whole idea of banning gas stoves and gas cars is actually incredibly stupid. Let's react here.
The way that it happens is, I know that in California, at least, with the phasing out of gas-powered cars, and they'll probably do the same thing with gas stoves, is they just ban the sale of any new gas-powered cars or any new gas stoves. And
gun control, by the way, Ana. You understand? So she's about to explain why this whole practice is stupid, doesn't work. I just want to remind you, Ana, this is the same thing with guns, is the same idea here, but okay.
And so the technology that you have in your home, the gas stove that you have in your home, if it breaks, not only are you not able to buy a new one, but it gets increasingly more difficult to just repair it. You get what I'm saying? And so, like,
I get it, but that's a bump. That's the normal bumps in the road as you transition to things.
And of course you have the reply from Cenk. I get it, that's a normal bumps in the road, but this is what happens. That's what happens, man. That's exactly what he sounded like. Anything you heard is different. That you were hearing it wrong. That is exactly what Cenk responded like. But how very progressive of these people, right? Cenk and Ana's entire Young Turks brand is, you know, the corporate Democrats are kind of corrupt. We're the ones who really care about the middle and working class. And then he brushes off the idea that working class people, oh, my gas stove is broken. I can't fix it. I can't eat. I can't cook food for my family. Oh, well, that's just bumps in the road, man. It happens. It happens. So what a ridiculous response. By the way, Cenk Uyghur probably has a gas stove. And if not, he has an electric stove, I guess. But even then, electric stoves suck, okay? We have an electric stove here in the apartment. It takes forever to heat up. It just doesn't work. And also, even on the environmentalist front, gas stoves do not contribute virtually anything in terms of emissions. Natural gas in general barely adds anything to the emissions, okay? Natural gas is actually quite clean. So, you know, it's not even necessary to ban gas stoves. It's a totally made up arbitrary policy. And, you know, you want to talk about electric stoves. I mean, electricity burns fossil fuels too, by the way. Okay, guys, believe it or not, there is some of the electric grid that comes from, you know, again, coal, right? And then on top of that, the electric stoves take longer to cook. So I don't know the math calculation, but I have to imagine the entire thing, the difference it makes is incredibly minuscule. But the difference it makes for your family, hey, I have to find a stove. I have to buy a stove. Actually, check Mr. Progressive. That's actually quite hard for a lot of people. The working class, the peasants you claim to care about. So. You know,
but Jake, like, don't minimize the financial burdens associated with these things, okay?
No, I'm not.
Because, like, I am literally freaking the fuck out about the charging station thing. I'm like, it's gonna cost. We're gonna take out a massive fucking loan to pay for it. We're not getting any help from the fucking government on.
She's very ladylike, isn't she? By the way.
Not.
Did you guys ask?
But she is freaking out. So it seems like my what I heard from an actual justice warrior is the kind of context here is she has had these problems. She lives in California. I grew up in California. I know the struggle. She is having these problems where she lives in her own neighborhood, and she's freaking out. And then Cenk is like, "You can't freak out. No, you can't do that." Many such cases. So
Any tax credits? No, but seriously. Seriously, there's no government help at all to transition you guys?
I don't give a fuck about tax credits.
No, I'm saying for the HOA.
There's been...
Why don't you get about tax credits? They're very important.
No talk of tax credits. I haven't seen anything about tax credits. I should look into it. Maybe there are tax credits, but I don't give a fuck.
Cenk's like, oh no, we're going to get canceled by the other libtards again. It's so over.
About tax credits because you have to shell out cash. Okay? Like, I want to do something in response to climate change. That is not my issue here. My issue is how, like, we're forced to make all these changes that are a financial burden, a giant inconvenience with like little to no help. And the solution from the government in terms of like, no, you get financial benefits for doing this is fucking tax credits.
It's very, Zab, thank you for the $5. It's so true. She is coming around. See, that's like a center right take. That's actually what like a center right person would probably say about it. I care about climate change, but I don't want to, I don't want to have to change my life. That's a little too far. This is like, I never would have predicted this, okay? You look at the woman in 2016 screaming at Alex Jones. She goes on TYT the night after the election is like, if you're a woman who voted for Trump, you're effing dumb. And then Cenk is like, the democracy. It's crazy. And I'm telling you, this is the start of it, but it seems like you are witnessing a character arc that few people expected here. Okay, this is very interesting, and she's bringing up for the most part solid points in this interview.
No, I don't want the tax credits. Give me the money.
So true.
You give me the money. Okay, don't tell me this bullshit about how I have to buy.
Whoa, you don't trust the government holding on to your money. Whoa,
it's like some new fucking thing because the government's forcing me to do it. And then, like, after I file my taxes, there's a certain portion of that purchase that might be tax deductible. Like, fuck off. I'm so sick of it. It's just like endless pressure. I can't take it.
Yeah, I
hear you, but that's not real. I'm sorry. I have to translate. I have to translate what he's saying because sometimes he's hard to understand.
hear you. And
I have to repeat him. I have to repeat what he says.
And we ask too much of the middle class. We ask too much of the average person.
The middle class is.
Oh, do we? We ask too much, but don't drive a car, don't, etc.
The most fucked group of people in this country.
No, I hear you on all that. But at some point, we got to go to electric cars. We don't have a choice. like the plant's burning, so we got to go to electric cars. So when California.
So from what I've heard about this, the science, quote unquote, which again, I don't think any of these people have an idea what they're talking about. But people driving their day-to-day gas cars, from what I've heard, is actually not even that significant of a contributor to climate change, quote unquote, right? But they hone in on this they're hyper fixated on this car issue. You gotta drive an electric car. Now, I don't know the exact calculation here, but first of all, the idea of all of society driving electric cars is ridiculous. Now, hold on, sorry. Because you see the way Teslas are, for instance, right? They take like half an hour to charge. How could the entire US economy turn on electric cars? It's virtually impossible. Because if you have to, like, think about, the way things have to be on time, things have to get in certain places at certain times. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know how that all works, right? How could you have an entire US economy of electric cars? Someone want to explain that to me? Oh, well, the batteries will become more efficient, so they'll charge instantly. Yeah, is that what is going to happen, or the car is just going to blow up? Yeah, good luck trying to get by 2035, which is what California wants. Yeah, good luck with that, right? And then furthermore, how is the electric grid going to be able to handle everyone on an electric car? Has anyone considered that either? Because as Anna is about to bring up in this clip, California is a state that already has a very unstable electric grid. You hear about this every year, and I grew up there. I know it all the time, okay? Every single summer, they're out of power. There's rolling blackouts. The power grid's very unstable. They call a flex alert every single summer. Hey, this is Chen calling the flex alert. Hey, you need to turn up your AC. It's too hot. We're running out of electricity. Okay, so that's what the state of California says every single year. Which is funny because they claim, oh, it's just because the state is hot or whatever. We don't have enough electricity. Is that the reason why? Because Arizona, Nevada, I never hear about this stuff. It's only California. Regardless. So you already have a state that runs out of electricity every single summer. Not a joke. Every single summer. There's a flex alert. And then you're going to put the entire state of how many millions of people on electric cars on an already unstable power grid. What happens at that point? So I see we got some super chats. I'll check them in a minute. If you want to send them in, feel free to do it. I will read them in a second.
It says, hey, let's go to electric cars by whatever the number is, 2025, etc. Yeah, it's going to be tough. But at the same time, now prices are coming down, right?
Okay, but Cenk.
By what? By like 0.1%?
Let's not minimize the cost of like actually charging those cars, right? Because here's the other thing.
I can't believe Anna is saying something, and it's not even like that. I won't say it's not an important issue, but it's not even that divisive of a political issue. But you see my reaction. I'm like shocked. I'm genuinely shocked. I can't believe her of all people. I remember her. Get the F off the stage.
So Gavin Newsom pushes for and succeeds in passing legislation in California that would ban the sale of electric cars at a certain year. I think it is 2025, if I'm not mistaken.
It's 2035. I'll correct her. But yes, this is true. The state of California, in 12 years, wants to ban all future sales of non-electric cars. All of them. All new sales, right? So basically, what they're trying to say is the whole state has to drive electric. Again, California is a state that without electric cars cannot power anything, right? And by the way, the electric bills in California are already very high. But how is that supposed to work? It's not going to work. What's going to happen is you're going to have people literally with dead cars they can't drive. What a nightmare of a state, man.
Maybe not. Maybe it's 2035. I don't remember the exact year, but eventually, pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm sure in 12 years they're going to figure out how to like double or triple the electricity output that they can't figure out how to use correctly. And it's not because they don't have the resources for power. It's because California closed down all of its nuclear plants besides one, and they're trying to close that one down right now. And, they've replaced it. They set up all these wind farms in Palm Desert that never even turn, and solar panels. And they've been trying to power the state like that. And newsflash, big spoiler, it's not working that well. So
you're no longer going to be able to buy a gas-powered car in California. literally like that same month, Gavin Newsom's like, oh, there's a heat wave and our energy grid really can't handle it. And so I'm just going to ask you guys, if you have electric vehicles, please don't charge them right now. It's just.
No, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that, but. Oh, Cenk. What are we going to do with you, Cenk? Okay? Well, Cenk, how is it? Listen, Cenk, listen, okay? I never thought either of you guys would ever have an awakening because you're both stupid, but how is it that Anna has actually historically been crazier than you? Okay, I remember back in the day, you were actually the more reasonable one. How is this happening, Cenk? How are you letting this happen? How is it that Anna is waking up before you? Okay, angry Anna. She was constantly angry. And all of a sudden, she's well, I don't know. Okay, it's quite interesting. This whole character arc is quite interesting. And I know the big question everyone is asking is, are we currently basically witnessing like the next Dave Rubin in the making? Because you'll remember, right? Dave Rubin was on Young Turks for many years. He slowly, as you're kind of seeing here, he slowly started to challenge some of those ideas, and he was eventually driven out and ended up basically entering the right-wing space and becoming, I wouldn't call him conservative, I guess classical liberal, I guess, something, you know, kind of a entry into the right, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Maybe I should put out a poll in the chat. Do you guys think this is just a phase from Anna that will die out? Or like, are we witnessing the next like Dave Rubin character arc where a disaffected progressive ends up just kind of not moving or being forced, however you want to look at it, into the right? I don't know. It's an interesting question. Hey guys, Vince Dao here. Hope you enjoyed that clip from our show. And if you enjoyed it, be sure to check out our other clips and check out the Vince Dao Show live every weekday of the night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's been going great. The people have been loving it. So again, 8 p.m. Eastern Time live Mondays through Fridays here on YouTube. You do not want to miss it. Thanks and God bless.